Today, we want to continue corridors. You have learned that how to create corridor. You know that you need an alignment and a profile and a project line. For example, you can create your alignments. You need to create your profile with this alignment. You can make it more clear by going to Profile View Properties. And turn them on. You need to create your project line. Like this. You need your assembly. You can create your assembly by going to Basic. You can add Basic Lane, Basic Shoulder, Basic Curve. Also, you can add the Basic Sidewalk and make it complete by select it and mirror. Now you have this assembly. For creating a corridor, you need to go to Corridor, select your alignment, select your profile, and select your assembly. And your target surface is surface 1. Now we can create a corridor. Today we want to work on corridors. For example, you have this file 0904. We can see that we have some frequencies here or some stations. And by clicking on your corridor, you can see that you have these modify corridor sections and section editor. We can edit all sections. You can go to section editor. And for work on that, we need to edit viewport configuration. We can divide the window into 2 or 3 or 4 parts. For example, when I select 2, Viewport 1 is plan and viewport 2 is section. If I press OK and click on section editor again, we can see that we have on the left side, we have the plan, and here we have a cross section of this part here. So we can select this and divide this window into 3 parts. For example, we can select 3 right or 3 above. We can choose viewport 1 plan, viewport 2 section. We need at least 1 section because we are working on section editor and we have to have 1 section. For example, if I choose it profile and choose this for assembly, and when I click OK, I can see the error. And we have to select one of them as section. Viewport 1 is plan, 2 is section, and 3 is profile. Press OK. Click on that. And I can see that I have plan here, cross section here, and this is a profile. When I do that, I can see that I have section editor here. I can select a baseline. I can go to, for example, road C or road D, road E, each corridor we want. Now I am on road C, and I can go to any station I want. For example, I can go to station number 13, which is here, by selecting that from here. Or I can go one by one. I can change the baseline. I can go to road D. This is road D. Now I am on station 16. I can go to station 15. And I can go down or up. And now you can see that this is the cross section of this part. For example, if I go to this side, you can see that this cross section is become wider. And when I come back, we can see that it is narrow. I can go to road E. Station 12. And I can see the cross section. We can change the cross section, edit the cross section by going to parameter editor, or we can change the assembly. For example, when I was on road C, I can change the assembly to left half. This is the assembly, or pavement only. And you can see that the changes. So when you create a corridor, after creating that, you can change it by going to parameter editor, corridor editor, and change assembly. Sometimes you want to change a specific frequency or the specific cross section. For example, you want to change this area 15. You can go to road C and station 15. You can see that we have this cross section here. We can go to parameter editor and we can change this value, which is white. For example, you can change it from 14 to 12, and you can see the change. Or you can change the slope, or you can change the urban sidewalk on the right. You can change it. Also, you can change station 12. You can change the left side. Also, you can change the slope. For example, from -2 to -1. And you can see that here. And for the left side, we need to go to the left and change the slope. Where is the slope? Now you have time to practice. Open that file and divide it to 3 parts. You have to at least one section. You can have one plan, another can be profile, or it can be assembly.
And then you click this little icon.
Is it okay? Is it okay? Is it clear?
Yes.
Can you switch the lights? Like turn this one off and the others on?
We can turn it off and turn it on. Can you turn it off? Yes.
I don't know what's going on here. I'm at the very beginning, but like I don't know like why you have all of that stuff up there. I have like nothing. Like when you click this, is this what I'm supposed to have? Like how do you do that?
You can do these changes. Do this.
Up there. Okay, good. Submitted on the last minute in exam. Yes. Last minute. We're hardworking. We wanted to make sure everything is right.
I hope.
Hey, I mean, I think I got an idea. You still perfect, hopefully.
You got half an hour smoke break.
Oh no,
In exam.
don't tell my
Oh.
secrets. The stress, professor, the last question.
Okay, any question? Now you can open this file. Open this file and you can see that we have two viewports, but they are different with the last file.
The 1001 file?
Yes, 1001 multi-region corridor. In this file, when we want to divide it, when we want to divide the file, the viewport, we need to select the corridor and go to section editor, edit viewport configuration. But in this file, we already have two viewports. One of them is for top view, it is plan, and the other is a 3D part, 3D viewport. You can modify this by going to this plus, which is here. Go to viewport configuration list. You can change it to single, or you can change it to 2 vertical, 2 horizontal, and you can adjust it on, for example, top, and this one to 3D by selecting here. This is a cube, and you can select in the corner. and you can have a 3D view. You can press Shift and click on the click on your mouse. You can rotate your file. In this file, we want to edit corridor again. You can see that you have one region here. We can split the corridor. We can change the end station by going to selecting your corridor and by going to corridor properties, by going to parameters, which is here, you can edit your corridor. You can see that you have one corridor here. This is the assembly. You can change the assembly. We have some assemblies here. You can change the start station by going to the drawing. You can change the end station. For example, we can change the end station by clicking on here. And for example, I want to end this corridor here at the start of the curve side. And you can see that I can end the corridor here. I can go to corridor properties again. For example, I want to add another region, another corridor here with a different assembly. I can right click on that. We can see that we have insert region before or after. We can split region or remove region, or we can copy. Now I want to insert region after. I am asked to select the region name and select the assembly. The last assembly was a full section. And for this one, I can select, for example, left daylight, drop, right pavement. And I can go to target. And select the existing surface for the target. If I press apply and OK, you can see that I can create another assembly, another corridor by a new assembly. This assembly, left daylight, right pavement. Now I want to split this region from the end of the curve, which is here, and change this assembly to the first one, like this. Now I need to go to corridor properties, right click on that, and split region. I can select here. I need to change the assembly, change the left daylight to full section because I want to create an assembly like the first one. Now I have the corridor like here. And now I want to end the disassembly here. Change the endpoint. Go to corridor properties, parameters, and change the end station to here and apply. And OK. Now we can edit the corridor by going to section editor. We can edit any section, any cross section that we want. For example, we can make it wider, or we can change the slope, anything. Also, we can make it change the endpoint, change the start point, split the corridor, and add a new corridor, change the assembly. Now you have time to practice this on this part.
I don't know where my corridor properties is.
You can find corridor properties. When you select your corridor, you can find it here. Modify corridor, corridor properties. Select your corridor.
Okay. Oh.
You have.
Yeah, now I see it. It wasn't showing up before. Okay.
Corridor properties. And you need to go to, you have information, codes, feature line, surface. You need to go to parameter.
You can't take polygons? Yours is just polygon, right? Yeah. Yeah. You want help? It's held by, I think I own one back now. I will sleep for an hour. Because you probably naturally. Maybe by the daytime. No, I have daytime. Are you sure? But they make you sleep now. No, you just sleep. So they have.
I can do this again. When we want to edit the corridor, we need to select the corridor, go to corridor properties, and go to parameters. You can select the start station, end station. You can right-click on that, insert the region after or before a split, or remove that. Here, we need to change the end station. We want to end it at the start point of the curve. Now we have this. And we need to go to corridor properties again, right click on that, insert region after. We want to change the assembly. We want to select this. This is left daylight, right pavement. Press OK. We need to change the target surface to existing surface. And we can create that. Now I want to split this corridor from here, the endpoint of the curve, and change the assembly for this corridor. Again, we need to go to corridor properties, parameter, right click on that, and split region. We need to split the endpoint of the curve. Here. Now I want to change the assembly to full section, like the first one, and press apply and OK. Now we can see that we have a step here, and I want to change the endpoint from here to here before the step. Can go to corridor properties and change the end station. You can change it from the 3D viewport. Now you have this. You can change the start point. For example, I can change the start point of the first one to 11. You can split that, change the assembly, and change the start point and end point. Okay, for your homework, you need to submit this file, and you need to submit these changes.